everyone. Welcome to Cat Studio. Today I have a fun project for you. It's a picture frame that I want to remake into something different. This is a really nice frame. It is wood and it's painted. I went ahead and used my sanding block to rough the edges up a little bit. We're going to put joint compound on there. My favorite thing to use. It's the DAP joint compound. So we're going to spread that on, and I've already gone ahead and cut out of this clay here. This is my porcelain clay that I get from Etsy. So if you need that, you can also use Model Magic Crayola clay if you wanted to. And that's more foamy. That's a foamier type clay. So I just roll it out about 1/4 inch thick, cut it with my square clay cutter, and then I take the circle ones that I have and then a cap to one of my paint bottles, and I just make an impression in that and let it dry up overnight. And so let's move on to the joint compound and start spreading that. And I put a piece of chipboard back in there and a piece of parchment paper just to try and keep as much of this clean as I can. So I'm just going to go ahead in there and spread a thin layer on the top of the frame. I might go around the edges, I'm not sure yet. Depends on how I feel. So I'm just going to spread that in very lightly with a light touch is what I'm trying to say. So you're not scraping up the wood. And that parchment paper should keep us as clean as we can keep it on the inside. And I'll round that edge out with a sanding block or my nail file later. So when we're finished with this, it should look like wood, I think. And I think my plan is to pop those squares on the wet joint compound. I've done one of these before where I glued them on later, but I think I might just pop them on there. And yep, I'm going to go over the edge a little bit, but I don't want it on the back. It doesn't matter how perfect I'm getting it here because we're going to sand it a little bit and put some paint on that to age it and to make it look a little bit more rustic. A more rustic look is what I'm going for. Not so, not such a modern looking frame. And I suppose I could have probably bought one, but you know, this is a fun project, so why not? So I am trying to put a little bit extra in the corners so that I can squish my little squares into it. Hopefully that works out. And I forgot to do that edge, didn't I? I did. It's okay, I'll get there. In the end, I don't think it's going to be noticeable that if I did or didn't do the edges, because I'm really putting it on thin there. I don't want it underneath. I used a dollar store frame for the other one that I made, which turned out really nice. So I had to do a little practice first. I think this is going to turn out nice. I mean, I hope. A little over the edge on this side. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm anxious to get outside. The sun is shining and it's almost 60 degrees here in the States, where we normally have, and I hate to say it, but for February, we don't have this nice of weather. Ever. I mean, not that I can remember. Where y'all from? How's your weather today? I'm always excited when the sun is shining because I don't know what it is about the sunshine, but this makes me happy, makes me feel happy. And I can't wait to get out there and play with my puppy. You know, he's probably waiting on me. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down. I have a little glop in here that I want to try and get out. But, you know, if that's what you're going for, leave the glop in there. So let's try and put our corner pieces on. Put my nicest ones on the top. And try and put them as close to the edge as I can get them. Yeah, I probably should have glued those on later. This is making a little bit of a mess. Looks kind of cool though, doesn't it? Like that. Hopefully they don't get in the way of my trying to sand this out later and they stick. I probably should have put some glue on the backs of these, but if they fall off, lesson learned. We'll just have to glue them back on later. Try and fix that bubble there. I'm going to turn this and make sure I've got that. I just want to check to make sure I've got it on the edge over here. I'm just wiping out the excess. All right, that is ready to leave it sit to dry overnight, and then we'll come back and do a little sanding and painting. And I think you're gonna love it. I think it's gonna turn out really beautiful. So see you back here in a little while. It's time to start some sanding now. Everything is dry. I went ahead and with my little craft knife, and there was a little bit of joint compound down in here in the corners. And it just, you know, went in and chipped away some of that. I think it looks pretty good this way. So we'll take our sanding tool. You could use one of these sanding blocks. It's just a little foam sanding block. And I like this one because I can get in to the little groove areas. I don't know. It just feels good in my hand. So just go ahead and round up those edges a little bit. And I have this, if you've watched my other videos, you know that I save my dust for other projects to add texture to other things. So just pretty easy to sand. Once we get this done, we're going to start painting. Grab our chalk paint. You know, my favorite chalk paint is the Folk Art Cottage White. Okay, let's start painting. Just paint the whole thing out. Let that dry up, and then we'll come in with our darker color to either put a wash over it or just age it. I think that's what we're going to do. Paint is dry, and I've gone ahead and put a sealer on this, and I used the Mod Podge matte finish. It is not matte. It has a sheen to it, sort of satiny, which is okay for now. I might go back over that. I might go back over that with my matte sealer later, which is called Professional Matte Sealer by US Art Supply, which is flat as flat can be. So the colors we're using today is a little coffee latte with my pavement apple barrel paint. These could be any colors that you want. I just want to warm up my gray slightly. And this folk art paint is so thick. I'm just going to take the top off and mix it that way. Let's see. You have a little bit there. I only need a little bit. Mix in with my gray. Just a touch. Not much paint there. Just try that. See if you like it. And I just need a small amount of paint for this process. And I'm not using the brush for that. You could go and hit it with the brush, but I'm scared of that. So I'm using a paper towel as my tool. And I put it in a little bit of water. Squeeze it out so it's just damp on the ends. Then we just go in and tap in into the paint so we don't have a ton of paint on our tool, paper towel, and then just go and swipe in. And so since you have sealed this up, especially with this sealer here, you could go in and wipe that back if you wanted to with a wet towel. So we're just going to touch the edges here and there and see how we like that. A little bit of, I'm not sure if I love that, but see, it wipes right out if you need to do that. Once you put sealer on, you can, you know, before it's too dry. It's looking good, huh, guys? On the inside corners. I think that it's going to do it pretty much. I'm going to go around these edges here. And see, I only dabbed in that paint one time, and I'm going to go only one, probably one more. So we don't need a whole lot of that for aging this. You could use a ink pad and go around the edges that way, you know, your distress ink, if that's what you have. Right up the middle. There we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, I think that's it. I think I'm finished. And I'm gonna let that dry and see if I like the finish on that. I think I do. And you could put a finish over that as well, you know, once you're done with your aging process. And again, we don't have much paint on our paper towel. So let's let that dry. And I'll go ahead and put a photograph in there or a painting or something and show it to you when it's all finished. I just wanted to show you that I took everything apart. And I did have to go in a little bit and take off a little bit of that paper that stuck down to this very edge. And we don't want that because we want our glass to sit in there nice and flat. So I just took a little piece of a nail file, my favorite tool, and go in there and sand out whatever bits were sticking. Okay, so, and then I put down a towel underneath so that I don't put too much pressure on that glass when I go and put this together. Since I broke 2 pieces of glass. This seems like really good glass here. So go ahead and put the photo in. It's just one of my paintings. And then go ahead and write this down. I do have a little paint on there, but it's not going to show. Pop this in. So this had a little thing in there, which I can't find. Oh, here we go. This was in the back. So we'll just put that back for a little cushion. It came that way, so close that up. Okay, so here's the finished product. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you try and make one of these. And if you do, let us know in the comment section how it turned out. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comment section as well. I'd be glad to help you out. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and all the stuff you guys do for me, the thumbs up, the comments, and subscribing to my channel all helps my channel grow. So I truly appreciate every subscriber and every comment and every thumbs up. Thank you so much. You all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.